All right, welcome back. If you've woken up in a bit of a cold sweat because you've suddenly realized it's Easter Sunday and you can't just order takeaways for the in-laws, they're going to be unhappy, we've got a solution for you.
Yeah, indeed. If you're wondering what to prepare for those that you care for most on this special day, we've got you covered. We've got a very special guest. Chef Biatha Nkomo has joined us in the studio with a couple of ideas that even you, yes, even you, Gareth,
I can get away with
could
it.
whip up for an Easter Sunday meal. And she is raring to go. As chefs go, they're perfectionists. So as you can see, it doesn't look anything like our tables or counters in the kitchen look when we're cooking. Chef, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know it's very early. Tell us when we contacted you and said, we're looking for ideas for Easter Sunday, what was the first thing that came to mind?
Good morning. Yes, it is quite early, but part of my hours anyway. So when I got the call yesterday, quite late.
Not us, producers.
You know. But then I figured, what reminds me of Easter? Looking at the traditions, looking at how I grew up. Because whenever we're cooking, I always try and go memory lane. Because you want somebody to eat something and then it's nostalgia. It takes them back to memories of when they were young and all that. So I figured we always had hot cross buns.
Yes.
But instead of hot cross buns, why don't we just go any other different kind of bread? So I have two different kinds of breads that we have today. So I have the sourdough, but it has a little bit of twist on it. So you have, classically the sourdough is supposed to have that sourness and that tanginess because of the fermentation, but not everyone is really keen on that aftertaste of the sourdough on the palate. So giving it a little twist, you add a touch of condensed milk, and then it balances off the sourness.
You had us at condensed milk. We both went, yes, condensed milk, same old thing.
So that way, anyone can have it. Even the young kids can actually enjoy the bread. And then I have the traditional dumpling, which everybody had growing up. But you want to give it a little twist, put it on the grill just to give it some char lines. And then when you're eating it, it tastes that little bit of smokiness from the coals. And then you can have quite a number of assorted butters. This is the interesting thing about butters is you can really twist it into anything that you want. I have here, this is just the normal butter, but it's smoked. So you whip it up so that it's nice and soft, and then you smoke it. We usually use pine cone, so that is like a different kind of smoke. Or you can go sage. Basically, any smoke will do. And then I have here the curried avocado mousse. So that's basically a little twist on the normal guacamole. You add some curry powder to it and then a few spices to balance it off. Finish it off with a little bit of lime and some coriander.
And is there butter in that or not? So that's
not.
So that will be great for vegans.
For the vegans. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. And then for the fish lovers, we've got some salmon roulette here. So that's basically more like your traditional tuna mayonnaise, but you got salmon. Oh. This is because I have salmon prepared for you guys. So I took the offcuts, this is to avoid wastage, and then added a little bit of twist on it, and then you have it, you can use it as a spread.
Nice.
And then the last one for the chicken lovers, this is the chicken liver pate. So this one you add a little bit of butter into it so that you stop the process of oxidization from the chicken livers. And then with some herbs and spices, you've got 4 different kind of spreads for everyone to eat.
You know what the problem with this sort of spread is?
You haven't gotten to the main yourself
meal
right at the start.
On the starters. So that's the start. I mean, it looks beautiful. You're never going to make it out here with all this food. We can see our technical team like surrounding us like vultures at this point, so it's not going to go to waste. But talk to us about the main courses then. It's always nice to have a bit of variety. What have you got?
Okay, so I have fish, mainly because looking at the Bible and the Christian version, Jesus it was always fishing, and then he was feeding people with the fish. Remember when we broke the 2 fish and the bread? So that's why I have fish today. And then I also have lamb, mainly because that is the main staple protein during Easter and Passover. But instead of going the classic lamb, which everyone is going to be doing, with your guests around, you want to give them a twist. You want to give them an element of surprise.
Can you start showing us what this looks like, this element of, you start dishing up for us?
Or do you want to start with the fish? Do you want to show us the fish
Let me start with the lamb, because I have it in front of me. Okay. So to go traditional, to give it a little bit of staple, I went with sorghum.
Oh.
Okay. So you cook your sorghum in some beef stew or lamb stew to balance it off. And then let it set in a bain-marie, and then you can cut it any different kind of shape you want. So for the kids, you can go animal shapes.
Oh,
I mean, you can even have your kids helping you to do this. That way they feel involved.
Yes. I
Okay.
suppose for Easter you can make it in the shape of a bunny rabbit.
You know, you can. You can do anything. And then I have here, this is the lamb kidneys with some mushrooms.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
And that's
so-
really going to give it a lovely depth of flavor, isn't it?
Yes, then it gives it that homey feeling even. For the spicy, for the people who love spicy food, you can go any kind of spicy in here. And then for the alcohol...
And how long did you cook that for? Because I know kidneys sometimes, if you're not preparing it properly, sometimes it can be a little bit tough sometimes.
So the tricky thing, the twist about it is just go medium rare on anything.
Okay.
Okay. So a hot pan, like really, really smoking hot pan, put in your mushrooms, quick saute, add your kidneys, 2
Done.
minutes out.
Awesome.
Okay.
What I love about this is these aren't exorbitant ingredients. I mean, you can pop down to your local store. I mean,
Yeah.
even though we're speaking to a professional chef, you don't have to go and order this from some kind of delicatessen.
Yes.
You can pop down to your local store and you can still prepare this for lunchtime today, can't you, chef? You've still got time. Someone
Yes.
watching now can still do this today.
They can still do this. I mean, I think overall in total, this does not take you an hour to prepare.
Yeah. Mushrooms and kidneys, you can't go wrong. Can't go
You
wrong.
cannot. Okay, so I have some micro salad here, just some micro herbs, and then some herb oil. Herb oil is quite easy to make. You just go, all your herbs that are going, that are starting to lose color in the fridge, and you don't really want to throw them away. Take them, take it with oil, your olive oil or any kind of oil. Blend it in a blender. You've got some herb oil, so it looks interesting to the eye, and it also tastes amazing.
And how long can you keep that in the fridge for?
It is oil, so it really does
Awesome.
not go
That's
bad.
a great tip.
Okay, so before we put the salad, let's put some spiciness, let's put some elements. I have here the red cabbage chutney with some kimchi.
Ooh.
This is to add some tartness, a little bit of tartness into it, and some color.
International flair there as well.
It's all going to was
Korean
just
fare.
throw it on the plate, but now it's going to
Absolutely.
make it look nice as well.
And then I have the mango achar. So this is our own homemade mango achar. Quite easy to make mango achar. It's just mixing up a lot of spices. A few spices. The main element is vinegar and salt. You let it cut your mangoes, put them inside, and then let it sit there for like 2-3 days tops. You have a nice achar that is not too oily like the traditional achar, but it also good on the palate. Okay. And then the salad. This is to give it the twist of the chef. This is to make it look wow. And then your guests are going to think she is a chef or he made it look like the chef.
Now, that's what I was going
It's always about
all good and well
giving
just to
it
put it on the
height.
plate, but now it just looks fantastic.
Now it looks chefy.
So
Yes.
I'm going to put you under a bit of pressure here, Chef,
Sure.
because that looks fantastic. Imagine this was a game show. Can we gamify this quickly? Are we going to have our producers yelling at us? Not because we're just
So
out of
let's
time,
show
but
us the
they're
fish.
hungry. Let's get the fish done. Can you do it in 60 seconds?
60 seconds.
And
Go.
someone counting this. I've got a clock somewhere.
So you decided to go with your salmon.
I've got salmon, I've got the red stump nose, and then I've got the spicy tuna piece.
We've now just been told that they're enjoying the food so much. We've got a couple of more minutes, so don't rush too much. There's the game show. I had a whole cooking game show planned. Nicole Kente from Sport Now also wandering in. She's seen the food. She's decided she wants in on this as well.
Nicole Kenty might just come and taste the food.
Rosa, remind me, this is the salmon you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
You made the pate from, but now the original salmon.
So what is
Yes.
underneath the salmon there? Is that halloumi?
That is smoked cauliflower puree.
Oh, wow.
And then it has a little bit of celeriac root.
Is that the what's underneath the
bulb of-
salmon? Okay.
Yes. This is fermented black beans.
I'm not a salmon fan, but this looks amazing. I might be having
You're not a
this.
salmon fan?
I'm not, but I mean, I had your pickled fish yesterday.
Yeah, but that wasn't salmon.
I know it wasn't salmon, but it was, hey, that was kind of my first time on TV eating really pickled. And I liked it. So, I mean, I'm kind of open to these new suggestions. I mean, that just looks amazing.
So what are you adding there now?
That is the spicy tuna.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And then you grate some celeriac and some apples. Great secret, apples pair very well with fish. in any white meat.
Yeah, pork specifically as well.
Yes.
So the celeriac I'm quite fascinated by, because I sometimes see the celeriac in the local grocer and I'm like, but I don't know what to do with that.
Don't worry, it is really like that. Before I was a chef, I never really looked at celeriac. I thought, what would I ever do with that? But you can make really all kinds of things. Just pair with the apple or the pear. You never go wrong with that. Or you can pickle it in vinegar and some sugar. Okay. That way it has some little acidity to it.
Is it does it have a nutty flavor?
Not necessarily. Yes, the aftertaste on the palate, it does have that little bit of nutty flavor. But it tastes almost like the celery mixed with cauliflower.
Oh, okay. It's like an earthiness.
Yes, it's got more depth to it. Okay, so I added some peppers. Mind you, these are all offcuts. So in this dish, I really was trying to go avoiding wastage in the kitchen and at home.
All important during these times that we're living through as well.
Okay, remember I have the cauliflower puree at the bottom? You take cauliflower, put it upside down, cut it from the stem. You get a little tree looking like cauliflower floret. And then pickle it in vinegar, and in beetroot juice and vinegar, you have it red. Pickle it in turmeric. You have it yellow.
Pretty.
So now you have nice little looking trees. So the kids are not always keen on vegetables, so they want something interesting for them to eat.
So, Chef, in the last 60 seconds with you, we're going to take those shots on our camera up on the top of our roof there as well. I'm going to ask you just to twist those dishes around for us as well, so people can see that as you begin to wrap. I mean, it's just exactly what we were looking for.
Absolutely.
Anybody can go buy salmon and throw it on the grill,
like
but this is
the chef said, I mean, she's trying to tell us that we could also do that. I beg to differ, we probably wouldn't. But the basic elements are there, a little bit of lamb kidney, a little bit of mushrooms, the tricks with the celeriac and the cauliflower, and a beautifully seared, if you buy a good piece of fish, you really don't have to do that much to it.
Sure.
And it's what you serve with it that then brings it to life as well. Chef, thank you so much for your time. Before we let you go, where can people come and eat your food or find out more about you?
Okay, so I work at a restaurant in Bryanston. It's called La Creative.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so it's French for the creatives. So we are open from Tuesday to Saturday. And we're also aware that with the COVID and regulations, most people are not trying to go out, so we also do house calls.
Oh, lovely.
So should you want to host people, you can give us a call, and then we come and give you the restaurant feel, but in your house.
Well, now you're talking.
That's just a very clever
now you're talking. And also very Bryanston.
What are you doing at about 12 o'clock today? Marcy and I are going to give you our numbers.
Unfortunately, we do have a function that we are catering for
Chef,
today,
ignore him. He couldn't possibly afford you.
Yeah,
Ignore him.
I'm not a foodie, but I think you're starting to convince me that I think I should be that bread, though, and I are going to be friends.
No,
Chef
absolutely.
Biatha Nkomo, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time in your beautiful restaurant in Bryanston. We wish you everything of the best during these difficult times for the restaurant industry. It continues to be difficult, but many of them are pivoting and trying to make it work and ensure that people hold on to their jobs. Thanks for your time this morning. That's it.